Yo, we're live. Yo, I'm so fucking twisted. I'm sorry, guys. Yo, I completely forgot I put the fucking live button. I clicked it and I started fucking scrolling on TikTok. I swear to God. Yo, how long I've been live for? A minute and a half? Yeah, it took me like 6 scrolls to realize, holy shit, I'm live. We're good, bro. Lock in. Um, Let me go ahead and tweet this that we're live. Let me go ahead and put it in the Discord. I'll wait for you guys to join up. And then we'll get locked and loaded, guys. Today's gonna be a long stream, man. I feel like I gotta lock in on these charts a little. Fuck. I fucked this up. Damn it. Give me 1 second, guys. I think I messed it up, did I? I don't know anymore. No, I think we're good. No, we're good. Okay. Alright, so now today's gonna be a longer class. I'm gonna go ahead and do some charts. I'm gonna internalize all of them, right? Pretty much do the same thing what I did with AU. I'm gonna do that with a couple other pairs, just so we could get right with them. Right, so we could lock in for the rest of the month. Right, finally it's good, Mohammed. Welcome to stream, my brother. Also, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Valentine's Day. Um, so yeah, we got to lock in here with some of these pairs. Right, so we know that we are going to be looking at AU, CHF, JPY, EURCAD, EURUSD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, gold, and Bitcoin. Right, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pairs. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, also, on the side I look at all the other pairs. Mainly the other ones on the side that I look at: US oil, USD ZAR, and then we started looking at Euro AUD and AUD JPY. Right, so we'll add, you know what, I'll turn on Euro AUD just for you, bro. I got you. Look, the only reason Euro AUD is not on my list is because we're in the middle of the zone. But we'll turn it on just for you. And just for you, you know what I'll also do? I'll add we'll start off with Euro AUD today. We'll start off with Euro AUD so I could get everything aligned here. So hope you guys are having a great day. If you guys have any questions, any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, then take some notes. Ask any questions. Since we're vibing here today, let me keep opening fucking BattleNet, man. Sorry, guys. Okay, so give me 1 second again. Let me Sorry guys, give me 3 seconds. I'm just making sure I update. I'm posting all this shit on our pages. Sorry about that. All right, so um bro. Yeah, man, we're already in fucking March, dude. Am I bugging? Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Yeah, here we have no nut. Here we have a no nut. Here we have another drop. Here we have a month of rise. Alright, so no continuation there. And these have to be really separate. Alright, so now we know that in the market makers pattern we're in the middle of the zone, right? We are looking for price to continue to go up. We know that we have these higher highs and higher lows. We know that we're still trading between this high and this low, and again we're in the middle of that as well. So not only are we in the middle of the zone of consolidation, but we're also in the middle of our daily and our 4-hour highs and lows, right? Our 4-hour time frame, right? I'm gonna do the same thing, but now I'm looking at the weeks, right? So this I want to start looking at Sunday, right? 1700 is gonna be a weekly separated, and then it's gonna be 4-hour MMB. Right, so that's Sunday. This is Sunday. This is Sunday. So if you had a week of rise, this week we had a week of no nut. This week we had a week of rise. And we can see how in the 4-hour time frame is consolidating here, probably just kind of moving sideways. And this week we had a week of no nut. This week price is below, right? So still gotta wait, no continuation. So right now we know we're in the middle of the zones. 4-hour and the daily zones, right? We know that in the 30-minute time frame now, right? Let's look for the continuation that we're looking for from yesterday, right? So we need that at one point, right? Our first point of interest. Let's start from this side, right? Let's start from this side. Drink some water. Give me 1 second. So we know that at one point, right, this point of interest is what we were looking for price to pull back down to then start looking for entries to go to the top, right? Did we get that? Yes, right? So once we got this again, price was still doing the same thing, right? On the other hand, when it went to the top, it broke our 30-minute high, right? So let's update this. Broke our 30-minute high, right? That gave us this low down here, right? And then this high, right? This low never broke anything, right? Price never came back down or nothing. Again, when price went, it just pulled back down to the 78.6 retracement level, right? What did price do? It went up, broke a high with the wick, right? So now again, broke the high again. So now we have this low that we have marked down here, and our new high is up here. So price hasn't broken, it's just been testing and playing around with these highs, if you notice it, right? So until price doesn't break above here, the same thing we were looking for here, the same thing we were looking for here, same thing we were looking for on this day, right? Until we don't get these highs being broken, we can't get any trades going to the top. Plus we know, again, we know that price had the imbalance, right? That move that was made yesterday, and we know price has to come back down and cover that, and it did that. So now our next point of interest, right, which is in the internal structure, we had these highs that were broken here, right? And where's the price going to be? Our point of interest, 800 EMA, which is also the last red candles before the push up. And you can notice price hasn't broken. It has right now. It has one candle underneath, but still not the confirmation of the break. This is the first candle. We need to see the next candle. It's already touching the zone, so it's another testing candle. So still waiting for something like this to happen. We're either gonna get a full pullback down into the 30-minute low, or we're just gonna get our first point of interest. But until then, we need to see price do what? Higher highs and higher lows. Right now, price is still making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So Euro AUD is still waiting there. So again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. At least we know for all the other pairs, right? We know that we don't have any continuation to the week. We have no continuation to the month. So we're just going to focus on the 30-minute time frame, right? We're not going to do a full market maker breakdown like I just did on Euro AUD. I only did that because obviously it was a brand new pair that I just turned on, and we just marked it for the first time. So it didn't take us too long to do that. It took us like what, 13 minutes? Wasn't too bad. These other ones are gonna go a little bit faster, right? I'm just gonna be looking at the 30-minute time frame. I'm gonna be looking at obviously AUDUSD a little bit different, right? Because we also went down our 4-hour low, so we'll update this one as well today. So gave us the imbalance, right? Price started going up, perfect, exactly what we're expecting. The pullback still missing a few more pips, right? But it could just be another just fib retracement, right? And let's see how that would look like. So we know 30-minute time frame. We have, alright, hold on. Too much on the screen right now. So we know that we have, take this shit off now. Right, when price broke these lows, this was the lows that we were trading with them. Right, between these highs and these lows. Right, now we know that these lows are broken, so now we know that we're trading between the highest point between here and here, which is over here, we're trading between this high. I'm gonna mark right and this low. So now if we mark it with our lines, right, with our path tool, you know that we had lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower high, to lower low, to where we're at now. Right, so lower low, lower high, lower low. It's perfect, right? Because at one point now we had change of character, break of structure, retest. Right, this was that retest for price to now continue to go down. Right, and if we start looking, right, to go back to the questions from yesterday from Cherry, right, how would you use your fibs here in the 30-minute time frame? Right, you had this break, right, which gave you lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. How would you use your fibs? You would put your fib from the top of the zone, right, I'll fix that now, from the top of the zone to the bottom of the zone, right? And what are you looking for? Right, if you're a 50% fib retracement trader, you're looking for price to break and come back to 50%. Right, did price reach 50%? Yes. So if you're a fib trader, right, that's your first point of interest. So you know, did those fib retracements work? Yeah, in this case it did. Right, so now it's the same thing. You had to break, which happened here. Right, so now we know that we're trading between this high and this low. Right now we can see price already went through 50%. Could we expect price to go to 61.8? Right, now this is a little different, right, because you have to also understand structure. Right, did price already do the overall 30-minute move that we would expect when price goes down? Right, consolidation, right, 1, 2, 3. After the third push, I'm expecting a bigger pullback. Right, what do I mean by that? I'm not gonna confuse everybody, but this is, I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna say it like this: if you know, you know. I'm not gonna put too much detail on this specific detail that I'm gonna put on the chart, but if you understand, you understand, right? So this is where I'm expecting that pullback to be. So how I marked it before I even put a fib. Why? Because again, we already did the 3 pushes to the bottom side, right? Before price gave us these pushes to the bottom side, price gave us imbalance candles, right? If we zoom in, on the first day that we had that news on Friday, right, price gave us the imbalance candles, right? The fair value gap, the imbalance, the gap in the market, right, where prices has to come back up and fill this zone up, right? That's what we have this circled for, right? Couple days later, what happens? Right, what happened yesterday, where price again gives us another imbalance. We know price has to come back up and fill the imbalance up, which is what price is doing it now. Right, is it a coincidence that on the third push, right, they gave us another imbalance? and they gave us a low enough to where the fib retracement is right where the 78.6 retracement is, right? And is it a coincidence that the 78.6 also happens to just fill the imbalance up enough for it to be considered filled, which is more than 75% of the candle, right? There's a lot of information here to dissect into this, right? And again, let's dissect it from the top to the bottom, right? Where are we? Right, if we go to the daily time frame, let's turn on our daily time frame. Right, and we should have, hold on, give me 1 second. We should have put this in the folder. I was too excited doing this. Pause. Alright, so in the daily time frame, right, we know that we are A2, right, and the low that we're targeting for price to go down to, right, is all the way down here to the previous peak low of the previous market maker's pattern, right? When we were once in the uptrend, we made this high and then went down, so we know that at one point now price is gonna have to come down here. And if we notice our daily zones, right, we're still trading between the daily high and the daily low, and price hasn't really wanted to reach the lows or the highs yet, right? And this, what I have drawn out, is what I was looking at in the 30-minute time frame too. So at one point I did have this chart written up like that. That's crazy, I just noticed that, right? And it's the same thing, push 1, push 2, push 3. Oh, my bad, I was just looking at something. So now that we know, okay, price is still downtrending, right? Because we still had lower low, lower high, lower low. We just created a lower high, and now price in the internal structure, we can see how we have higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price did what? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So now we know we had the change of character, BOS, retest, created that new low already, right? So now at this point, could we be expecting price to give us a pullback, right? To give us a pullback somewhere in this zone, possibly, right? So now let's look at this in the 4-hour time frame. All right, let's turn on the 4-hour boxes, right? We know that in a 4-hour zone, we're trading between this low, right? This low broke, it was this low, change of character, to the top, right? To the bottom, to the top, right? So the internal structure of that daily time frame that we were seeing, where price gave us a change of character, happens here, right? This change of character. Oh, right? Then price gave us a break, right? The change of character, the pullback, right? Gave us another low and gave us this BOS here, right? We have a 4-hour engulfing candle here at the top zone, but we know that right now we are trading between this high and this low. But could I be expecting the pullback to be given using this zone here? Little 78.6%, 78.6 fib retracement, right, to continue the downtrend push to the bottom, right? And then if we look to the left side of our screen, right, that 78.6 retracement to pull back down to this negative 27 is where a coincidence that it lines up exactly where the next point of interest is, where the next imbalance candles were made before the push when it was uptrending, right? So again, you're just collecting the pieces of the puzzle, right? And we're just getting ready for what the next moves could be, right? If the market aligns to what our analysis is, then perfect, right? We have trades. If it goes counter to what we were thinking price was gonna do, right? Then what do? We just sit back and we wait it out. So here in the 30-minute time frame, right, I want to get rid of all these lines because that shit gives me a fucking headache, right? We have no continuations, right? At this point, we had 2 days of counter rise, right? Then it gave us that day of drop, which was yesterday. Then today gave us a day of rise, right? So no continuations. Again, no continuation. But price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. So, and you can say, oh look, we have an engulfing candle here. Nope, the green candle does not have a bottom wick, so it doesn't count as an engulfing candle. So that's AU. And again, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, we'll keep going. Right, CHF-JPY gave us 2 days or 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, market must chop or rise. Right, and what did it do? It just went sideways. Right, literally gave us a no net. So we knew exactly what the game plan was, guys. This pair was not ready to move. We already know where we're at. We've seen what they wanted to do. We're patient. Right, at this point, right, the highs were rejected. The highs were never, they were just tested. Right, they were respected. Gave us an engulfing candle here at the bottom. If price wants to give us back a retest here at the lows, we could take this trade to continue the push to the top side. If not, then we'll wait for the break retest to then continue the push to the top side. Euro AUD again. Oh well, Euro AUD we already did this, but I didn't mark the 30. Wow, look how it's moving. Right, I told you the point of interest. Not a real break, right? We said that. This is a fake out. Imagine all the people who got into those trades. Wow, what's going on? What just hit? Right. But again, I'm either looking at trades down here, but obviously I'm not looking to get into these trades anymore, or I'm looking for price to break above. This is the only trading places for me with Euro AUD. EURCAD is just still going sideways, but I have nothing to say of EURCAD. Euro USD, perfect. Wow, exactly what we drew out. That's crazy. Yo, somebody fucking get the clips from this morning. Somebody get the clips from today. Oh, that's picture perfect. Tell me I'm wrong. This is fucking picture perfect from what we were drawing from this morning. And this is, tell me I'm wrong. That's crazy. Anyway, it's not crazy, right? Because we know the game, right? 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, we knew that these were fake outs from the 4-hour time frame. Swept the lows, right? This was a sleeper. I'm not gonna lie to you. This was a sleeper, but the reason it was a sleeper for me, it was the way it was moving for me. I didn't enjoy it. But it was a sleeper. Cause look, if we really wanted to get, you know what? I'm not even gonna call this a sleeper, man. This was a missed one. We snoozed on this one. 100% this was my fault. Cause look, we had an engulfing candle here, right? Not only did price sweep the lows, but at the sweep of the lows, price gave us the engulfing green candle, and price respected these highs, right? Then price broke out of the zone and then came back and retested. This was 7:30 in the morning, right? And we were up at this time. We were on the charts, right? So Euro USD was definitely a sleeper for today that I guess I just missed it. I'm not gonna lie. I want to go back to this morning stream and kind of go back into this and really take a look at why I didn't take this trade. You know, and cause you know, again, we knew this in the 4-hour time frame. None of these candles are breaking. All of these candles stayed within the zone. None of them confirmed a break, so we knew that these were just testing the lows. The only other thing that I was seeing with Euro USD was that they could use this as a fake breakout, right, and just continue to these lows down here into the zone. I remember that's what I was saying, right, to be expecting price to possibly go lower. So because of that, and because we were in the middle of the zone, literally the middle of the daily and the daily high and the daily low, we're in the middle of the trends. That's why I skipped over this trade, right? I remember. No, I'm not tripping out. Okay, so yeah, regardless, exactly, I remember. I remember. I wouldn't take this trade, guys, because just of where we're at in the market, right? The fact that we're in the middle of the zone, I don't feel comfortable taking trades in the middle of the zone. But, right? Again, this is what we're looking for, right? This trading setup here, these candlestick patterns, this is what I'm looking for. These are my trigger entries. But again, just like a day, for example, how Monday was, right, with the day with the news, I don't trade during news. So even if my setup is present, if my setup is present during news, I know that I'm not going to take that trade. So it's the same thing with this one from today. Like, I know that I'm in the middle of the zone. I'm not going to be taking a trade in the middle of the zone, regardless of the setup, right? But again, for the sake of the stream, for the sake of just the conversation purposes, right, this is the trade that we would take, right? We'd wait for the breakout, price to come back and retest it, right? A clean 8-10 pip stop loss, whatever you want to use. If you want to have a tight stop loss, you can have a tight 7 pip stop loss, right? And then straight to STP, right? STP for this pair is 46 pips, 46 pips. Obviously from the high to the from the low to the high, it wasn't hit today, right? Today's a day where price did not hit. Well, maybe, hold on, let me recalculate. It's 42. We do 42. Then we did 38. Right, we did 39. So we missed STP by a little bit. Right, but price went straight into profit. Zero drawdown. So with that being said, Euro USD is looking good, right? We broke above our zone now. Could this be where price is going to retest to continue to go? Absolutely. So this one's going to be one that we're going to be watching for tomorrow morning. Perfect pair today. Right, if price wants to go up, my target is literally just the imbalance, right? I want to see these imbalances being broken, right? And why else? We're also still in lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So again, technically speaking, I don't want to start looking for trades on Euro USD again until we break above these highs. So yeah, we could catch these small continuation trades in the lower high pullback, right? But we're still making lower lows, lower highs until we break above this high over here, right? And I hope that makes sense. So also, this is a pair that, yes, you want to start looking at to take a little bit of these trades, right? And get advantage of these small, 20, 30, 40 pip ranges. And then when price breaks above, that's when you want to start getting ready for the big moves, right? So, sorry guys, I'm tweaking, bro. This music got me fucking pumping, bro. Alright, so what fucking pair? Yo, I'm tweaked, bro. Like, I can't listen to that shit. That shit gets me too hyper. Alright, so GJ. Alright, let's keep going. So we were explaining, this was from yesterday, right? We were explaining we wanted to see the break, the fib from the low to the high. We wanted to see a 50% of 61.8 retracement, and that's exactly where price is at right now. Right, today was another day where price hit at 2 in the morning, and I was explaining this morning in the live trading session that if you were up during Asia session, this was a beautiful pair to trade, right? And exactly what I just said about Euro USD's entry, right? Today's a day where, or last night, right, is a night where we have news, so I'm not gonna wake up. Like for example, tonight we have GBP news again at 2 a.m. I'm not waking up for it, right? Because I don't trade during news. But again, if you're somebody that's trading news and you see that your setup is happening, right? Green, green, red engulfing, right? That candle, literally the 2 a.m. candle, it went up, it retested the zone, it gave you the opportunity to enter before it fucking left. So again, that's just another entry that, for some people, you're like, oh shit, you snooze. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Because we already had this drawn out. We knew exactly where price had to go. Right? We circle everything out, we map everything out before it happens, right? And at that point, we just gotta wait until it happens, right? So now, understanding that we're still in higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs, you caught the shorts going in a pullback, right? But now you have to wait for what? For price to start giving you higher highs and higher lows. And at this point, we're still in lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Lower low, lower high, price still. Yo, what the fuck is with all this noise today? She is bugging. We have these highs here and these lows. So that's my zone for today, and I'm gonna get rid of the fib. Too many colors on my screen. Looks like a fucking Christmas tree. GU, we have 2 days of counter drops, so this is one that I'm not gonna be looking at. What I do like about it is that we are reaching our 4-hour low. So this is where price could give us at 372. Actually, this is one we're gonna take a look at for tomorrow morning. Right, again, we have the imbalanced candles here, imbalanced candles here. We have a 372. Could this be where price is gonna make the sweep of the lows? Right, you know what? We'll do this as well. Right, is this where we're gonna get the sweep of the lows? Right, so then do this today? Could be. Would be interesting. Would love to see that today. Right, would be something really nice to see. Right, so G is gonna be one to look at for today. US30. We have a day of drop, then today gave us a day of rise. Beautiful. Right, I had this marked out and I just wasn't home to look at it for the rest of the day. This was beautiful. Gave us a type 3 pattern. Right, this was one that we called out in today's stream as well. We even had it marked up. Right, type 3 pattern where price breaks out, goes to the top, comes back 50% of consolidation. Right, if you're not patient and you're not waiting for what, if you're not waiting for change of character and break of structure, this is why you lost. Right, let's see what price gave us in the 5-minute time frame. Lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher low. Right, price gave us a BOS. Right, small little retest. If you want to count these down here, we want to count any of these pullbacks here, right? Because we want to just use it like this. Small little entries up here, right, to where we're at now. The 1-minute time frame, if you want to get super technical with it, right? And let's also look at something else before we go into the 1-minute time frame and all that. Do we have any engulfing candles? Right, that's very important to look at as well. No. Okay. The 1-minute time frame, right? Once we got into the POI, point of interest, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? This is where we had the change of character, higher high, higher low. Right? In the 1-minute time frame, you gotta get a better entry. Right? You had these breaks up here, the retest. Yeah, absolutely. The 1-minute time frame, it was just same entry. It was just a little bit more of a confirmation with the candles and the breaks and the retest. Right? Just straight to the top. We're a little bit 74 pips. US30 is not bad, right? So if you were patient, right? If you don't like taking these trades down here, which is again, understandably, these are very aggressive trades down here, right? Because you wouldn't be looking at the 15, or you wouldn't be looking at the 5-minute time frame when you're getting in these aggressive entries. You'd be looking at the 30-minute time frame, right? Because you'd be looking, okay, where's price? Where in the 30-minute time frame is price closing? Is it closing above the line? Right? So you see that at this candle at one point closed above, cool. Then one went above. The next one went back down into the zone. Right? If you get in here, it's too early, right? Because you had another green candle that swiped your exit. Right? So then this is where those lower time frames, you're able to just pinpoint, like, okay, what is price doing? Right? Where did price start making higher highs and higher lows? right? So this is where you could also just be aggressive, and what you do is, right, this is, again, I shouldn't be saying this because I don't want to confuse you guys, right? But again, this is where just having the chart vision, because there's a whole bunch of rules here, right? So I'm not going to break down the rules because I'm not going to give you guys free game, right? Fuck that, because I'm just going to confuse you guys. There's a lot of information. It's not even about any of that. It's just more about information overload, right? Because then, and especially on US30, there's too much, right? There's too much information. So if we were to be looking at this in a 5-minute time frame, right, the confirmation that for me to enter this trade, and I'll tell you guys right now where my entry would be, right? I'd start looking at, okay, where's price turning around? So we had lower low, lower high, lower low, boom. Price turned around here. So now what I'm looking at again is my low, right? I'm looking at my lows. Do we have anything at these lows? Any rules that we know where price has to come back down and retest, right? We have an order block right here. So we know that this is going to be our point of interest for a pullback, right? When price started giving us that pullback, right, before it reached the low, what did it give me? It gave me a gap. Bingo. That's already my confirmation. That's already my confirmation that I'm getting in as soon as price gets into my point of interest, and my stop loss is going to be below the zone. So this is the zone, this is the entry, right? Where now if we go to the 30-minute time frame, right, to answer the questions, oh, how do you get into those aggressive wick entries? That's how, right? Especially on US30. And that I love trading US30 because US30 will give you those entries every single time, right? Not every single day are they going to give you that entry, but every single time that they do give you those entries, they'll give it to you, right? So that's the trade for today. Remember yesterday's trade. Yesterday's trade was the same thing, just zero drawdown pinpoint wick entry, just waiting for those small confirmations, guys. But again, the rules for yesterday, again, I don't trade news, and it's unfortunate, right, that this played out during news, right? And then today was just, I wasn't on my chart. I don't trade after 10:30. This move didn't happen till 2 p.m. So I'm not on my chart at that time, right? So but it gave us exactly what we wanted to see, right? A type 3 came back 50% of the Fibonacci. We go down to a lower time frame, have a change of character, have a BOS, right? Beautiful entries in and out. So US30 also damn, god damn, got caught him out there when I went on that little speech, man. um so US30 is also an interesting one to continue to look at, right? I'm gonna definitely continue to look at it. It's one that's still higher highs, higher lows, right? Just swept the lows in the 4-hour time frame. Now trending back above the zone. We have these imbalances at the top of the zone, right? So at this point, again, I'm letting the market move. The market move, we move, right? What are we trading? We're traders of the market, guys, right? Wherever the market wants to go, that's where we follow. At this point, that's what's going on US30. USDCAD got the drop, right? Understanding that this is going counter, right? We want to see price go up. So USDCAD, not a lot to look at, right? I'm gonna skip this one for right now. I am still expecting price to give me a pull back into the zone. Again, we have these imbalances. Price just made, right? We were higher high, higher low. Price just broke above the higher high, so I'm expecting a higher low to be made. So I'm not gonna be interested in looking at this pair until price reaches the 78.6 fib retracement, right? So gold, we had 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, market must rise or chop, right? Chop or rise. And at this point, right, we saw it, market just consolidated, right? Gave us a day of no net. Right, price still not breaking above the highs, still waiting here. So also gold is one that I'm just gonna look at for NYC, right? And this is the easiest trades again, right? Because we have the consolidation. All price has to either do is break above the highs, retest, and continue, or break below the lows, retest, and continue. So at this point, it's just a waiting game to see what price really wants to do. Right, and then last but not least, Bitcoin, guys. Another day of rise, right? Another beautiful Beautiful day to be a Bitcoin holder, guys. So XRP also looking good. I put in some extra cash today this morning, so I'm already up. And that's pretty much it, guys. Unless you guys have any other questions, let me know. Any other pairs, let me know. If not, that's today's class. Pretty fast. Did a couple pairs that we broke down that look pretty good for today. That's it, guys. So I'm gonna turn off your. Let's start turning off pairs that I'm definitely not gonna really look at for tomorrow. So AU is one that I want to see price continue to trend up. CHFJPY, I want to see that pull back into our zone. Euro AUD, we're in the middle. Let's see what price wants to do. I'm not gonna trade Euro AUD, so I'm turning it off. Euro USD waiting it out. GJ waiting it out, either the higher the lows. GU, we're waiting for sweep of the lows to then go to the top. US30, also waiting to see what price wants to do at these highs. USDCAD, we're waiting for the pullback down to the bottom, so we could turn that off. Gold, we're waiting for the break of the highs or the lows, the same thing as GJ. And Bitcoin, we could turn off because I'm not gonna trade that live. So yeah, guys. So we already know we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 pairs to keep an eye on for tomorrow. Oh man, oil is fucking also another one that swept the highs, and I knew they were gonna do that bullshit. And they fucking did it, man. And beautiful entry too. Damn, bro, when did this happen? 10:30, bro. It wasn't on my chart. It happened as soon as I fucking left. No, I left a little bit earlier than that today. Damn. Well, so oil gave a beautiful entry today, guys, too. Look at this. Right, once we swept the highs, gave us a 1-2. Red engulfing, right? Close below. Next candle went up, retested, and then straight into profit. Zero drawdown, straight into profit. Damn, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kinda salty about that. A little salty. It's all good. It won't happen again. Alright, guys, so that's today's class. Beautiful. Wow, bro, that's crazy though. But it's exciting, right? Because we've had dry weeks where we haven't seen shit, right? And the fact that now we're starting to actually see them, right? And the flow of the market is coming back, and we're starting to trail and trend back to where we need to start going is perfect, right? So we'll wait for that, guys. Again, make sure, be aware you're not into any trades for the is the 15th. Yep, we're right where the reversals and shit of the week. This is where the TFR comes into play, right? But it's also how we started the year, right? The start of the year to now, all these months, even like what till since October of last year, right? Markets have been in middles of the zones or counter, right? At the top or the bottoms of the counter of the trends. So it's been, now that market has been moving, right, and they're moving to where they need to go to. Right now we're starting to see the flow of the markets come back, right, to where we were previous to Q4, right, Q4. So it's looking good, right? We survived the drought. That's usually how it goes, which is kind of crazy. I noticed that this year, right? My portfolio usually, I slowed down in trades August. So literally from month 8 to now to March is just nothing, bro. Literally 6 months, 6.5 months just slow, right? But then the months that we have a lot of trades, right, that shit goes crazy. So finally this week we saw it, right? Again, we saw trades that happened overnight to like super early Asia session, right? And now we're seeing trades play out during NYC, but they're playing out during the news and all that. So when the markets calm down, right, and the markets start just giving us clean trading days with no crazy news, none of this shit, we'll have nice and easy trading days. But even like days like today where we didn't have nothing crazy, if we would have been looking at oil, which oil is not one that we have on our folder, so that's also why I just missed it, because it's not one that I'm actively looking at. um we'll catch a trade, so we just got to be patient, and again, just stay disciplined, right? Because when the time comes where we want to take these trades, what we broke down the other morning, right? It's like I don't get salty with the trades that we don't take, because again, I'm not gonna get salty. For example, with this trade on US30, right? I'm not gonna get salty that I followed my rules and I didn't get in during news, right? I'm not gonna get salty that the GJ trade that played out at 2 in the morning. Like, why am I gonna be upset about a trade that I wasn't even awake for, right? That's not when I'm not clocked into work at 2 in the morning, right? So I'm not upset at that. Now, if I'm at the charts at 6:37 a.m., 8 a.m., 9, 10 a.m., right? 11, 12, and I see that my setup is playing out and I'm getting in that fucking trade, right? And all those days where we didn't take L's and all those days where we weren't impatient, right, allowed me to have, right, to give you guys an example, a $5,000 account instead of a $3,000, $2,000 account, because for two weeks I took L's, right? So what does that allow you to do? When you see your trading setup, instead of having to trade 50 cents, you could trade $2, because you still have your $5,000 investment, and you know you could trade, and you know you could risk a lot more because you still have your $5,000 balance, right? So instead of risking just a 2% or 3%, you could risk a full 5%, 7%, 8%, right? Even 10% if you're feeling frisky. And now you're getting into a GJ trade, right, with a $2 lot size. Let's do the math, right? Let's just do the math. I'll do the math with you guys. Just one trade. We'll just sit here with one trade, right? At 85 pip, right? Times $2 lot, right? On a $5,000 account, that's $1,700. So just think about that. You just grew your account. You just grew your account way more. Now you could trade another 50 cents. Throw another 50 in there, right? And then that's how you start, growing your account. So that's free game for you guys. Um, so again, that's it for me for right now. We'll be back tomorrow morning. If you guys have any questions? Oh, let's take a look at CHFJPY giving us that pullback. Um, and yeah, make sure you guys join the Discord. Link will be provided in the chat. So I'm just drinking water, bro. Like, holy shit. I'm talking a lot today. Link will be in the chat, and then we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out, guys.